Hey YouTube, Wheelchair21 here, and this is the review for Transformers Generations Cup. This Cup is a modern-day base of his G1 counterpart, which was a Cybertronian pickup truck. This one is a more modern base, pickup truck. I don't like the truck for that it's not Cybertronian. I actually really liked Cup for being a Cybertronian version, and, I don't know, I just like the mold better than they did with this, but his robot form actually covers for the fact that it's not an actual original G1 base. That's one thing I gotta be proud about it. The thing is, when you want to look at all about it, it looks really nice all the way around, all nicely sculpted, even like the lights in there, like the way of the plastic molding and such, and the bottom of it, like you have as his muffler his own actual gun, and you can see most of his body, meaning all you gotta do is pretty much pull out stuff, flip it, and then pull out, which is pretty basically common, but the fact is, with all these little small clips holding it in, it can be a pain in the ass to transform without trying to break it, where you gotta be slightly careful and know what you're doing when transforming. So the first thing I usually do is I pull out the tailgate, revealing his feet and his heels, getting his feet down. That's how I usually do my transformations. So you got his legs practically done. Then you pull out his arms, which usually are a bitch to get out because they do not want to come out with their little kibble and pegs and such. And you pull his side door down by like 180 to make sure it comes out correctly. And you do that with the same arm after you unhatch his wheels. So, actually no, you gotta pull this down, I forgot, first, and then spin it 180. Then you get his wheels unplugged. Because his wheels are actually an issue with when you want to pull out his body. So once you pull out the wheels, you pull out the arms, and you get Cup right there. You got most of Cup. Then you come back to here where his gas tank is, and you gotta pull that down. You gotta actually pull this up a bit, flap that down, and flap the other side down. And you actually gotta push these down into his, trunk in his tailgate area. And you got most of his legs completed. As for his upper body and arms, which are pretty much done with the transformation, pretty much, you then pretty much pull out his back, like this. You pretty much pull out this and fold that up, having this quite fold, pulling it up like that, and then you gotta pull, now, if I recall correctly, to do this right, when you pull out Cup's body, you gotta go backwards, or is it forwards? I think it's backwards, yeah. You gotta go all the way and pull this all the way around, because as the body turns up and down, it pulls up his head. And to make sure you get it locked in, right inside his chest will be a little clip. Okay, once I get this. Okay, the body is pretty much all transformed. That's pretty much Cup right here. I got Cup all transformed. So a few switches, a few flip switches, pulling the body apart, and you pretty much got Cup done. All you gotta do now is just pull up his arms, pull up his wheels, which I don't really remember the right way to transforming him, because the wheels always show differently from the instructions on the box. So this could be slightly mistransformed, this could be correct, I don't know. His head easily bobs up and down because you can lock it, but then it's hard to push back down in. I do and don't like how the guns are, not the guns, but the arms are molded, because, like, they kind of give him a gorilla mold, as you can see. Like, it bends here, but also if you, like, spin it about, if you spin, if you pull it up like this, it has a gorilla and then a regular elbow joint, so you can actually, you know, move his body about. And it's a great figure. It's very posable, very accurate in a body design for, like, at least his chest and head area. But, with these limbs being very lengthy, it kind of doesn't add to the body, because, like, his body's really small, his limbs are very lengthy, really long, his gun's really long, it's like an actual musket-like rifle, which I remember him having a small pistol than actually a rifle. But I believe this is following a lot of the, IDW comics, because he comes with a lot of extra weapons, because, a fans project is making currently new guns for him and Perceptor, because in the comics they don't really use these weapons as much. I really enjoy, though, this for the whole idealistic pose ability. It has a lot more than you would think of the original G1 figure, which was pretty much like a brick. Issues I do have are because of the locking part with the head. If you don't want to lock it, you just, have to be careful when you're posing the head. The arms, great thing, a little bit tight joints. The doors can kind of get in the way when you're trying to pose them. The feet, though, are probably the best posability out of the whole figure when having to not deal with these, his front wheels screwing up your, transformation or the way you're trying to get him to pose or be in action. This figure, though, like, when I say vehicle-wise, it's like a 3. When it comes to actually transformation, it's the intermediate level. And when it comes to, like, the robot, it's a great 5 on 5. I love this robot. I love displaying it in robot form more than I like displaying it in truck form. I have it usually standing with my Wreck-Gar and my, Hot Rod / Rodimus and Cyclonus. I kind of need to get my hands on a Perceptor, and I kind of need to get my hands on, there was one more probably from the movie. I think it was Blur. I think that's the only one I'm missing. And then I have a few of the other guys from the movies, because once they somehow reissue an Ultra Magnus somewhere down the line, or remake an Ultra Magnus, and somehow make a Springer and an RC finally that are actually based on their G1 counterparts that are in a Generations wave, I'll be happy, because I kind of want to get at least the Autobots from the G1 movie, rather than just getting everything I can from G1, because I like the G1 movie a lot more than I do the G1 the series. I prefer actually Headmasters more than I prefer G1 the series, which is blasphemy to most, but, it's a give and take. This figure, though, I really gotta say, most people have it by now, and if you can't find it, that's because this wave's out of stock, it's out of order, in a sense. Like, what you can find now are Warpath once in a while, Thundercracker, or a Scourge. I should have picked up a Scourge a long time ago, but yeah. I gotta say, for someone like me, I actually gotta say I hate gimmicks where it has these, like, little kibbles here, like these little pegs to lock in the arm, because you can break them off quite easily, and you gotta be really careful when doing it, and you can't really go speed transforming, because knowing someone like me, I could probably bust this thing in like 5 seconds if I was trying to speed transform it. I mean, this is why I kind of say Beast War toys and other toys that don't have all this kibble because of the movie line coming in is great. I know kibble's supposed to be like the stuff that's extruding and shouldn't be there or whatever, but to me this is a little bit of kibble, I think. Correct? I don't know. But yeah, I gotta say, if you love Cup, you gotta get it. If you don't love Cup, then don't get it. A few other things is, you might want to get the Fans Project guns, which are going to be like $20. And there was a head a while back, which comes with his cigar. I don't remember who made that, but you should check all those things out if you like customizing and doing that with your figures. Anyways, this has been Wheelchair 21. This has been a fast review, fast transformation showing. It's a pain in the ass to transform, I know. I mean, I barely could get it on camera, probably all of it, so yeah, I really honestly don't care if you don't like it or you do like it, but honestly, Cup's cool, Cup's great, and Darkon, stop having your addiction for Cups. I'll see you later, YouTube, and I'll try to get Wreck-Gar up as soon as possible.